Okay, here we go. This is Garrett. TearsToJoyMinistries.org. This video is called 150 Psalms and No Mention of Satan. Did you know that? Did you know that in 150 Psalms there isn't a single mention of Satan or the demons? And since this is true, why are Christians always talking about the demons? Now, we got King David, who wrote 73 Psalms. 73. Think about that. 73 of his Psalms God put in the Bible. And there's not a single mention of Satan. Now, when you read the Psalms, sometimes it might seem like maybe the writer is talking about a demon there, or maybe the writer might be talking about Satan there, but there is no literal mention of Satan or the demons in 150 Psalms. Now, they all knew about Satan and the demons. We know that. David knew about Satan and the demons. Moses wrote one psalm and he knew about Satan and the demons. You better believe that. Asaph wrote 12 psalms, no mention of Satan. The sons of Korah, or the descendants of Korah, wrote 11 psalms, no mention of Satan. And King Solomon wrote 2 psalms, no mention of Satan. Do you see how we Christians, do you see how backwards some of us Christians are? Are you starting to see how Satan and the demons seem to always be on the lips of us Christians, but they weren't on the Jewish believers in the Old Testament? They weren't. If you and me were to write 150 Psalms, we probably would mention Satan and the demons 300 times, maybe 500 times, maybe 700 times. This is the way modern Christianity thinks. Modern Christianity is blaming Satan and the demons for all of the bad things that are happening in their lives, for all of the filthy things, for all of the addictions, for all of the tormenting and tortures that we go through. We Christians were taught by the church to blame Satan and the demons and the flesh. But in 150 Psalms, the writers never blame Satan, and they never blame the demons, and they never blame the flesh, literally speaking. Do you want to know who they gave all the credit to? They gave it to God. If you don't believe me, go read some of David's Psalms. He gives all of the credit for the hard times to God. He gives all the credit for the tormenting to God. He gives all of the credit for people chasing him down and looking to kill him and murder him and being hunted down by 3,000 elite troops. He gives all of the credit to God. Do you know in some areas, King David's theology is better than 99% of the Christians in the world? Let me say that again. In many, many areas, King David's theology is better than 99% of the Christians in the world. We run around blaming Satan, the demons, the flesh, and the world for our headaches, for cancer, for losing our jobs, when a loved one dies, when we get sick, for loneliness, depression, suicide, abortion, and everything else. But the writers of the Psalms gave all of that responsibility and all of that credit to God. Now, one of us is wrong. Either the writers of the Psalms were wrong, David and Asaph, King Solomon and Moses, and the descendants of Korah, or most of us Christians are wrong. Most of the church is wrong. Most of the Christian elders are wrong. Most of the Christian TV ministers are wrong. Well, if I had only $10 left in the bank and I had to bet on one side or the other, so I have $10 and I have to place a bet. Am I going to bet that the writer of the Psalms are correct in giving God all the credit, all the glory, and all of the honor for the bad things that happen? Or should I put my $10 on the side of most modern day Christians who blame Satan and the demons and the flesh and the world for everything that goes wrong? I don't know about you, but I'm going to put my $10 on the writers of the Psalms. I'm going to give God all credit, all glory, all honor, and all recognition for everything that happens in my life, every little thing, including headaches and colds and flus and all kinds of other problems, because I have learned that God doeth all things, and all things are of God, and that God rules the universe through his Son Jesus, and they rule with an iron fist. Now, King David knew this. Asaph knew this. Moses knew this. King Solomon knew this because he mentions these types of things in the book of Ecclesiastes. And the descendants of Korah knew this. But you know what the really, really sad thing is? 99% of worldwide Christianity does not know this. They have not learned this. And that is the whole point of this video. So God can change your theology. So God can fix up your thinking. So God can transform you from the inside out. We have to stop glorifying Satan and the demons by giving them credit for all of the bad things. We have to stop glorifying our flesh by giving it credit for all of the bad things. What you're doing is you're stealing glory and honor and recognition from Jesus Christ. And I'm asking you right now, don't do that anymore.